this morning to be a part of a smaller group of women who gathered to begin thinking strategically about a black left revolutionary feminist womanist presence within our struggle. And as many of you know, that has been an ongoing and very lengthy conversation that I would contend continues to bedevil us into the 21st century. The difficulty of putting gender at the center of our struggles, the difficulty of recognizing the multivariate nature of the multiple constituencies that make up our people, the tension around issues of sexuality, and the idea that we have to rethink some of the older assumptions around organizing if we're going to take on this monster. I call it the death march of capitalism that has seeped its way into our communities very, very deeply. Now, both of our comrades have given us very, I think, deep-level analyses of the current structure, both domestically as well as internationally. What I want to make very clear is that at the center and the site of this neoliberal transnational order are women, both domestically as well as globally, who bear the brunt of not only capitalism but patriarchy, not only violence internally, but violence externally against our children, against our elders, against us. And because some of that violence is directed from the very people who are supposed to care and love for us, it makes it a very, very difficult conversation to have. Now in this gathering this morning, there was a lot of naming that went on. And I want to draw concretely from the naming of some young women as well as some older women who have been in the struggle for quite a while. And they very concretely said that the burning issues for us as a people, as a group working toward black deaf unity, include the high and rising number of young women, very young women, as young as 12, 13 years old, who are having children with no support, who are basically alone, especially in this neoliberal moment when the social supports, as weak as they were, have been completely dismantled. We have families, I've been here for close to 10 days now, and my brother can speak to that, who are actually living on these streets. They're trying to raise children on these streets. And so it's a matter of survival. There are food deserts all over this country. There's dismantling of the public school systems, as we've talked about. And sisters, young sisters, older sisters, are often at the center of those exclusions and those struggles. Later on, Sister Ophelia will talk about the prison industrial complex. But that was another thing that was named. We know what it means to lock up young black men, and not so young black men. But young black women are being locked up too. Young black women are being harmed too. And our children are too. And some of that locking up is locking up within schools. This prison, this school to jail pipeline. So they name that globally. And we didn't get as much into the global questions. But globally, we are connected to women all over the world, both African and non-African, who do not have potable water. Who do not have the informal economy that used to make it possible for them to survive. Those little vegetable gardens. I know that there is a food movement here in Detroit that we all should study. But all of those issues look at and require us to think about that complex interconnection of self-determination, of gender, of class and race. So it's not a simple frame that we're going to have to deal with. I want to say just a couple of more things given that frame and the difficulty it has been for us to talk about patriarchy and masculinism and some of the misogyny that we have to deal with in this kind of formation as well as in our own communities. But what has been striking to me and I think we're all culpable, the ones of us who've been around for a while, is how, in fact, how little organizing is happening by us in our communities. If our communities are in the state that they're in, to some extent, to a large extent, it's because we have dropped the ball.
That's right.
We have a system that structurally is a death system, but if we're not raising up new leadership, if we're not connecting to these young people, if we are not in a day-to-day basis doing the work that we have to do, we're never going to build this struggle. We're never going to build a movement that's going to get us beyond where we are now. So it's our responsibility. It's on our shoulders to do this. Now, I'm an academic, but a long time ago, and I grew up with parents who told me that whatever you achieve, you have a responsibility to your community. And